Welcome to another episode of Awaken Your Truth. This time we are actually following up on our last episode. We're going to talk about free will versus choice. So like our power as a human being versus kind of source, like our role in choosing versus source's role or God's role in creating, and just how those play into each other.
And this is going to be so much fun because we haven't even discussed it beforehand. So we're just going to see what comes out.
Yes. This is the beauty of this, is like sharing the presence, sharing this energy of presence and being together with Katie and I and you as listeners. You are a part of this creation, which is one of the most exciting things for us.
It is so exciting. And I just feel bubbly being here.
Yes.
And Ginny, I'm going to ask you to share a joyful moment.
Yes. So it feels joyful. Like when I was feeling this, it felt joyful. It might feel more like appreciation, but Lee and I were walking this morning, my husband Lee and I was paying attention to the joy I was feeling inside. And it was like we were on a street, we were covered by trees, I could smell the ocean, and I'm listening to what he's saying. And at the same time, like really just holding that space. This is something I've been practicing, of like being a listener versus listening and, thinking about what the person is saying. And I just felt, so with that awareness, I just felt this like deep, deep appreciation for our relationship, the evolution, everything it's, created within us, but also how it's unfolding. And just the moment of, this is everything I've ever wanted. And that just, wow. I was like, wow, I'm, it's that feeling of like, I'm here. It's here.
It's here.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Yeah. Being aware of the joy that is here the moment. Oh, that's a good one.
What about you? What's your joyful moment?
Mine also involves a walk. Yesterday morning, it was really windy and our trees are golden right now. And the sun was coming out and shining on the trees and the wind was blowing them like crazy. So the leaves are all like shimmery and gold and they were flying off the trees and in the air. It was raining gold. Wow. The dirt road was covered with golden leaves. So I was completely surrounded by gold and the light was magical. And I was running around trying to catch the leaves as they fell from the trees. And it was so joyful to be playing, but to have this incredible experience around me with the trees and the light and the gold and presence.
I can feel it.
Yeah. It's and what's so funny. Oh, I was going to say what I was thinking about before I went on the walk. I was thinking, should I listen to a podcast? And my inner being was like, oh, no, just go. And it was because a podcast would have taken me out of that moment. I would have been looking around and saying, oh, this is really beautiful. But to be absolutely 100% present in that walk was joyful.
Can we just touch on this for a second? Like the difference between experiencing beauty and thinking something's beautiful?
How would you describe that difference?
Well, one of it's being present with the beauty. So something else I've been practicing is like when I'm outside and I think, oh, that's beautiful, or oh, that looks really nice.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh, okay. So what are those words pointing to? What's the experience beyond that? Can you feel the beauty instead of comment with your head about it?
Yes. And I know what you're saying about feel the beauty because I feel it on an energetic level. I feel it in my body. I feel it in my presence.
Yeah. Just a little side something. I don't know. Okay. So where did this even come from? Like choice versus like what's our role versus what's source's role? Do you remember?
Well, it was from our last podcast. We started to go on a tangent and then I remember that we said we were going to put it on the bookshelf for later because it would have gone down a completely different path.
Whole new path. I remember this question coming up a lot. So I think if you've been on a manifesting path, like a conscious manifesting path, and really paying attention to your thoughts, and then you start to come to the understanding of, oh, I'm not actually the one doing the creating. Like I'm the vessel, I'm the form that this energy flows through. And it's this energy that is the like, I don't want to say magic, but is the source of the creation. Like
Yes.
does the manifesting, right?
So how does that play into choices
Right.
and
And so,
direction?
right, because it feels part of being a conscious human being. And I would say a powerful manifester is like choosing. And
Mhm.
so when you're it's like the choice of focus is, I think, where this comes in. And when we're approaching this awakening path, it's a lot about choosing to create the space. So it's not about like choosing to direct attention or focus so much, right? Because that's a little bit trying to control the manifestation or control how things unfold. So it's totally different being oh, I'm going to create the space. And that takes choice.
Yes. Before we get there,
Yes.
let's go back a little bit to this idea of manifesting and law of attraction.
Yes.
So we both went through experiences where we knew that our minds, our thoughts, our feelings created our reality and our experience. And we've both had many, many, many experiences of manifesting or creating
on purpose.
What the mind said we wanted.
Yes.
So why does that work, Ginny?
I mean, well, I mean, so energy turns to form through thought, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that, is that how you would say it too? How would you say that? Why would you say that?
I would say through focused attention and energetic alignment.
Good. Yeah. So manifesting, I like to think manifesting as energy turning to form, to physical form.
Yes.
And us as the vessels is the thing that focuses that energy. And we do it through thought and through emotion and through being.
Okay, so before we really understood with the knowingness that we were the vessels for source energy to flow through in creating, we were creating from aligning our thoughts, our focused thoughts, and our vibration.
Yes.
Towards something we wanted. Something we wanted. The mind wanted.
Yes. So it's like, what does my mind want? Oh, it wants to build a coaching business. Oh, it wants to live somewhere warm. Oh, it wants to meet the love of my life, get married. And so I'm like, great, I can, and I'm going to manifest these things.
Yes.
I'm going to consciously focus and do all the tools that, you use to do that. And then I did it.
And then you did it and it worked.
And it worked. What about you? What would you say?
Oh, the same, exactly. I wanted so many things. I wanted to live in a tiny house. I wanted a house with an amazing view. I wanted vacations that were absolutely epic.
Yeah.
I like all of these things I've manifested and the experiences have been wonderful.
Yes.
But
then what happened?
Okay. And then the experiences, there's just a sense that there's something more. And then for me, it was recognizing that my mind had a lot of resistance about the things that were harder for me to manifest.
Were those things, did those things feel bigger to your mind?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm. What about for you? How do you describe a shift?
It felt like there was only so far I could get.
Yes.
Like there was a plateau, like there was something it felt, that's the best way I can describe it, is like, I've reached as far as I can go with this whatever I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then my mind in my situation didn't like that very much.
Oh yeah.
And didn't like
A lot
that.
of
And
judgment.
then reverted to judgment and you're not
Not
enough.
good
And
enough.
all of these stories,
You
all of
can't
these
do it.
stories, you can't do it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So then did you know that was happening? Like, because this is really great because we talk about this point where in manifesting you hit some sort of plateau or too much resistance. What if we
Mhm.
described it as like too much
Too much
resistance?
resistance and too much trying and it didn't feel good. It didn't feel good. Too much trying, too
Too
much
much
resistance.
trying, yes. So then this is for me when I uncovered the idea of this work, what we're talking about. I mean, I've always been spiritually based. So I've always been like kind of tuned in, but I didn't really get it until I was ready for this in terms of like the pain body. So
Yes.
a lot of the manifesting has been, yes, connecting the thoughts to the feelings and having that emotional experience and building that awareness. But there was still a part of me even that I was resisting anything bad about me, bad, anything negative, any darkness, any pain at all,
Mhm.
because it was
Because life
so
is supposed to be fun and
life is
joyful.
supposed to
Yeah,
be
because we
fun.
create our reality. So let's create a life that's fun and joyful and easy.
And if anything I experienced that wasn't that, I was doing it wrong.
Oh,
I was
yes.
like, I was not getting it right.
Oh, that's so much resistance. And then sometimes the resistance gets to be so much
Yeah.
that you feel the need to do it a different way.
Yes. So this is that opening. And so now coming back to like, well, if I'm not the one making it happen, right? Because this is like, I'm trying too much. But it's like, but I'm the one in control. I'm the one in power. How do I surrender and be powerful?
Can I just say for how long I like totally avoided that word surrender? I'm like, gross, surrender. No, that sounds horrible. And
Amazing.
avoiding that word surrender. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm in control here. I'm not surrendering to anything.
I
And then
remember
it's like my favorite thing to surrender. Isn't it so fun?
it's like you want to surrender, like give me an opportunity to surrender.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I remember this was like maybe 3 years ago, and I got a book for Christmas about surrendering, and I read it and I felt sick. I'm like, whoa, that is a lot of resistance. I like
That's
felt
so
physically
funny.
like this is not right. Yeah.
Right.
So how then in this transition do you, so now that you know
Mhm.
there's power in surrender, tell me what's that? What does it mean to have power in surrender?
Okay, I'm going to bring it back to choice
Yes.
because that was kind of our topic.
Yes.
So now what I'm practicing is the choice to be the observer of my mind,
Mm.
the choice to release fear-based conditioned thoughts and old stories. This is primarily what I am choosing.
Okay. Now, what did you have to know before that? Like, why would you make that choice? Did you have to understand on some level that you had fears and that they were getting in your way?
Yes. And the
Yeah.
catalyst for me was The Power of Now by
Yeah.
Eckhart Tolle and A Course in Miracles, both of those things.
Yes.
That was probably the most intense time of my life, discovering, I'll say, what A Course in Miracles calls all the dark parts.
Yeah.
And there's an exercise where you bring your awareness to the idea of allowing all the darkness to come up to the light, to be felt. And I think we both had the same experience. Maybe, I don't know how old The Power of Now is, 15 years, however old it was when it first came out. We both tried to read it.
Yeah.
It didn't make any sense. It
Yeah.
wasn't, I was like, I don't get this. And it doesn't sound fun. I like manifesting.
Yeah, it
I
didn't
like to make
sound
things happen
fun.
with my mind, right? It didn't sound fun. I'm like, I don't believe that because it doesn't sound fun. I wasn't ready. I
Yes.
wasn't ready. And so during this period of time in my life, when I was shifting, I would say, in awareness, those two things really enlightened me in terms of the idea of conditioned fears and the pain
Yes.
body. And when I read The Power of Now that time, every sentence, I could feel it emotionally in my body. It doesn't mean it was easy. It wasn't, quote, fun, but it felt so right that I knew this was my opening and this was
Mhm.
my unfolding, and it was perfect. How about for you?
Well, for me, when you were speaking, it came up that my opening was actually, I couldn't find a way out of my mind. Like my mind was driving me crazy. Like,
I had those experiences too.
yeah, like I had thoughts of like such dark, depressive thoughts, like get me the F out of here. And I can say that now for sure. But even when I was in it, it was I'm having the thoughts and I'm knowing I'm lost in my mind, but I didn't know how to get out of it. And it all seemed so real. And so
Yes.
that's
Yes.
where the asking for like, isn't there anything beyond this? There, like, I know there's an experience beyond this right now, because I so like from forever have believed that there's joy and that our natural state is joy and love and peace. And so that happened a number of times before I actually then found and like was ready to apply and start learning presence. And so that was definitely my opening. It's like I can read back in journals being like, just what, like, help me, like what's beyond the mind? Like this is it. I want to go beyond the mind.
Totally the same.
Yeah.
Everything you're saying resonates with me as well. Having those experiences of just pure darkness, but also the example that Eckhart gave me, you are not your mind.
Yes.
You are not your mind. There is this place of being, of stillness, of joy, love, peace. You are not your mind. And because he believed in it so strongly, I held on to his belief and I practiced observing my mind.
Yes.
And it didn't take very long after that point for me to have that pure experience of stillness and to feel that unconditional, ever-present love. And that was enough to have me keep working through the process of bringing all my dark things to the light, because I could feel the truth of it.
Yes. That's so amazing. There's so many like juicy parts to this
So many
process. Okay, so once you then uncovered, okay, there's a whole bunch of shit inside me like, getting in my way of experiencing everything I want, then it was now I have a choice again.
Exactly.
Yes. And
and the choice wasn't now, what do I want to manifest? It was like, who do I want to be on this planet? Do I want to be a human acting in fear and lack, or do I want to be the human experiencing from their truth of joy, love, peace? And so when opportunities or situations arise and I can watch my mind going to want to make a fearful choice, a choice based in fear, I am practicing the awareness in the moment to say, is this a choice in love? Is this a choice in trust? Or is this a choice in fear? And so I have choices in every moment to create from a place of my truth.
Yes. I love it. It really starts with asking yourself that question, like, who do I want to be? Because we, like we just shared, are not always ready for whatever, like we're not always ready to make that choice. It's until we're acknowledging, like I have a very, and this is something that you just basically spoke about, like very strong desire to awaken. And it's not even, that's the word we're using, but it's to be free. It's to
It's
like
to be free.
live
It's to be
fully,
free.
because there's something in me that knows the potential of like there's the unlimited potential of a human experience. And that is what, like, wanting to explore and experience that. So when I can say like, yes, I'm willing to look at this, or I'm willing to choose this, or I'm willing to hold space here, because that's the person I want to be. That's the life experience I want to have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we know that this is a possibility. We've been
Yes.
hearing from our inner beings, we've been feeling into the truth that our potential is absolutely unlimited freedom.
Yes. And that human beings are creating a new way of being now
We're
on the
creating
planet.
a new way of,
Yeah.
we're evolving into freedom.
Yes. Okay, so let's maybe like wrap up a little bit, or just summarize this concept of source's role versus our role and choice.
Yeah. I don't think we've really even addressed that. So what is, in your opinion, so if we're wrapping up, maybe we should address it.
Or continue.
So what's source's role in your opinion, in your belief?
Ooh, I mean, I feel like source is the energy of everything. Like source does all the work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, source does all the work. I like how you said that. So how does that relate to the concept of free will?
Of choice. So I think we can choose to live in harmony with that, or to push against.
Exactly.
Yes. So we can choose to resist life, or to be open to life.
And that's the choice.
And
the
that's
choice
presence.
isn't, yeah, the choice is present. It isn't, do I want to choose to manifest this car? Do I want to choose to manifest this?
Do I want to think about this or think about that?
Yeah, exactly. The choice is to release resistance and allow the energy of source to co-create with us in our experience on the planet.
I had the most, I'll share. So this morning when we were walking, and Lee actually brought this up. He asked me the question. He's like, because we're in the middle of selling our house, and we were talking about getting offers, and he said, like, do you think, like, how do we know if something is for us? He's like, what if we get an offer 50,000 below what we're asking? He's like, how do we know that that's good for us? How do we know what our mind wants isn't, like, that the universe doesn't have something better planned for us? And I'm like,
I love it.
Yeah, it was amazing. We had the most beautiful, amazing conversation. And that was a part of the whole, I'm living my dream relationship.
Yes,
It's here.
It's here.
But the answer to that, and what we both felt into, was, what if this isn't about us deciding with what we think is best? What if everything that comes into our life is for us? What if we treated it like that? Oh, this is the best thing for me right now. And we went with that.
This is incredible, because this is something that I love. I know. Everything is for me.
Yeah.
Everything. And you know what, Ginny? That is freedom. When
That's
something happens and your mind wants to resist it and say, oh, that's messed up. Why is that happening?
You should be getting this. It should be that.
Exactly.
Yes.
If you can release that thought, observe that thought, and sink into the feeling of everything is for me, it opens up a magical experience.
Yeah.
That you never, ever could have imagined.
Yeah.
Everything is for me.
That's what I have been asking for, right? Like, it's happening, the better than I can imagine.
Yes.
You know?
Let's talk about Ebb Tai Chi.
Okay, because we're going to use it.
We'll have to use it. I use it all the time. Yeah. So Ebb Tai Chi is a way have awareness. Okay, I'll explain it. Have
Yeah.
awareness of when the mind wants to control and plan in the future. Well, what if it's like this? Or what if it's like this? Or what if it's not like this? And I want it to be just like this. When I get caught up in that, I've been practicing saying it's going to be even better than I ever could have imagined. But that's a lot to say. So we call it Ebb Tai Chi. So Ebb Tai Chi is standing for even better than I ever could have imagined. And when you can feel it in your body and release into that, we have had so many experiences of Ebb Tai Chi that
it's like, I'm going to Ebb Tai Chi this. Oh, I'm just going to Ebb Tai Chi.
I'm just going to Ebb Tai Chi this.
Yeah. We're Ebb Tai Chi-ing the house.
Right. For Ebb Tai Chi, it feels like freedom just to release the mind's incessant wanting to control. And it's controlling from a place of fear. If I don't get this, then my life is not going to be good. Yes. Oh, yeah.
So
and
good.
then releasing over and over again, releasing the mind and opening to co-creation with source.
Yes. That's your best co-creative partner. Your
It
inner
is.
being.
It's
Source.
magical. Yeah. And this is the new way of being.
Yes.
As a human on the planet.
Yeah. And source will bring you more than your mind can imagine.
We have had so many instances between the two of us and our women in the tribe who share, I never could have, my mind couldn't have figured out how this could happen. And it is so incredible.
Yeah. So much fun. I love it. Anything else you want to share, Katie?
Okay. So we talked about choice. We talked about our intention to be more present when we have the stories or the control patterns or the fear-based ideas of the mind, and the choice to release those and open to co-creation with source. Oh, and let me just ask one more question.
Yeah.
What if you make a wrong decision, Ginny?
I can't get it wrong.
It's so beautiful. It's absolute freedom.
Yeah.
Everything is an opportunity.
But how do I know that? Like, let's talk about that a little bit, because you will always get, like, it's your mind that lives in duality and like thinks that things need to be this way in order for you to feel full and have a good life and be successful. So
let's say I made a choice, I made a decision, and then afterwards my mind is saying, ooh, that was a bad choice. If you would have done that, then this would have happened. Then I can say, okay, mind, you're telling a story. Is that really true? Do you really know what would have happened? Yeah. And if I continue to go with the mind and judge and judge and judge and wish I would have done things differently, then I am creating resistance to the unfolding, and it feels like the wrong decision. If I can observe the mind and say, well, that's not true, everything's for me, and drop it like it's hot, then I'm not resisting life anymore, and life is flowing through, and it doesn't feel like a bad decision.
And that's the choice. Right. That is your role.
Yeah.
That's your role. Choice. You release the resistance about what is right now, and then source and life can flow through you and create magic. And it's your mind wants to go all these other ways, past, future, against anything. And it's our choice. It's our responsibility to catch it and then say, hold on a second. Like, yeah, do you know that's true? Bring the awareness back to right now, of the truth of right now. And then you get to feel the rightness.
Does this happen after just releasing resistance, like once or twice?
About 1 million times.
About 1 million
I think it's never ending.
It's never ending. Does it feel lighter and lighter and lighter and easier and easier?
Yes.
Okay. Because we're just practicing.
No doubt. That's actually been one of the greatest shifts, is it's just a practice. Because my ego, my old mind wanted to say, like, you got to get somewhere, and it's always measuring progress and you're not there yet. And so to be That's not to know who I want to be. I want to
Mhm.
be living fully now. That all that goes away. And so that practice, I want to practice, like, I'm not here to get it right. I'm not here to get it done. I'm here to practice this choice, practice releasing this, practice opening this space, all of it.
I love it.
Mhm.
So good.
We love this. We love being in this energy.
Oh, we do. And we'd love to hear from you. So our website, we get to share our website name. Have we done this? I don't know.
I think we have done
Have
it.
we? Well, did we say that it was awakenyourtruth.love? Because
Yes.
that's amazing. We did
Yeah.
say that. Okay. Well, a reminder that you can visit us on our website, awakenyourtruth.love. And we would love, love, love to hear from you.
Mhm.
A joyful moment, a question, a comment,
Anything.
anything.
Yeah. We're here to connect with you.
We are. Well, that was so
Awesome.
much fun.
It was fun. We'll see you guys next time. Have a great one. Bye.
Bye.